This is the Padua Podcast Network.
Because we're in the Devil's Den, of course, we have to invoke St. Michael to protect us from the devil.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, Running a Fever, episode 195, Dialysis Analysis. Dialysis Analysis.
Nice.
It is a beautiful day at Devil's Den State Park. Because we're in the Devil's Den, of course, we have to invoke St. Michael to protect us from the devil.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And here we go up Yellow Rock Trail. I mean, I guess I've got plenty of pictures. Actually, that looks like a new sign.
I think it is.
Looks like a new sign.
The trailhead sign over the trail and the description.
Yep.
Actually, I think the last time we were here, someone did get lost.
Yeah, it might have been us.
Well, no.
Not you, but me, probably. Anyway, I don't know if you can see me or not if you're looking at this on YouTube, but my good friend Robert has agreed to wear the action camera and walk in front of me, so I can maybe be on video during this. We'll see how it turns out. But it's a beautiful day at Devil's Den State Park. We're doing the Yellow Rock Trail, and in my family, you really only have to do something once for it to become a tradition. But this is actually the third year in a row that Robert and I, with or without other people, have taken the Yellow Rock Trail here at Devil's Den State Park in northwest Arkansas. So I'm glad we were able to do this year. It's much later than we usually go. It's October, and it's a beautiful day. As I said, in the 60s.
Yeah. It's 65 in the truck.
And it's supposed to get up to the 80s today, but we will see how that goes. Already filmed up here a couple of times, and so you've seen a lot of the trail, so hopefully this will give a different view. Just a quick medical department report. My foot's doing better. I've been having some trouble, and I've decided it's probably the case of my little toenail on my right foot digging into the next littlest toe.
Oh.
And I've used some Band-Aids, but also I think just treating it. It really is only a problem when I'm wearing shoes. So I've been trying to go barefoot and allow it to heal.
How's it going?
Morning. Devil's Den, always a popular place for dogs. Today's no exception. So that's good. I got hiking boots on today and shorts. It's okay because the trail is much more established here than it was at Lake Weddington, and I don't have to worry about all that brush. Man, my legs were itching for weeks after that.
I'm sure they were.
It was terrible.
And I don't know, I guess you were wearing shorts.
I was wearing shorts, yes.
I didn't have any negative repercussions at all.
Yeah.
I went home and took a shower and couldn't tell anything.
So that is just another example of times when Robert has accompanied me. And today is going to be very different because you should actually be able to hear what he's saying.
Which is nice.
Because I've got him wearing the same recorder The same recorder that I use, and I've just bought a second one, which by the way is reviewed on YouTube and that will not be an episode. Now if I review something like an athletic shoe, that's going to also be a podcast episode, but I also have some behind the scenes video that have nothing to do with fitness, diet, and medicine. So if you're interested in any of that, including the review of this audio recorder, go to runningfever.com/YouTube and look for the playlist called Behind the Scenes, or unboxing and review, but that will include also the walking shoes, hiking boots, etc. that I have. So I was Robert, by the way, in case I haven't mentioned it before, is a licensed, approved, trained, educated, certified nurse.
Registered nurse.
And registered. I forgot that. I can't believe I forgot the registered part. So he's a registered nurse. And that's a good thing, because you don't want people just going around and just willy-nilly nursing all over the place. I mean, can you imagine the devastation to our health system if that were the case? He also happens to be an expert, a specialist, as it were, in the field of dialysis. And I just realized recently I don't know anything about dialysis, or very little, only what Robert has told me, basically. Well, I did have a family member that had it, and I kind of knew it had something to do with kidneys, but that's about it. And so I decided, why not, ask Robert on the podcast about dialysis, and we could all learn a little bit about it, because you might face this, and it fits right into our topics of diet, fitness, and medicine, and how to live a longer, happier, healthier, active life right up to the very end. So, first question I have for you, Robert, is what is dialysis?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this in the car. No, dialysis is kidney replacement therapy. The kidneys have several functions, lots of functions actually in the body, and dialysis in particular fulfills two of them when the kidneys are no longer able to. Obviously the kidneys produce urine, and the main thing the body is doing there is getting extra fluid out of the body and helping maintain a balance of electrolytes and chemicals within the body.
Right?
So when people's kidneys fail, oftentimes they come to the hospital. Sometimes it's a surprise for them, sometimes it's not. Oftentimes they have other things going on and they're followed by a specialist already. But oftentimes suddenly they'll notice that they're gaining weight and they're swelling and they're having a hard time breathing. And that's because their kidneys are not excreting enough water.
So what you're saying is people don't usually just walk in and say, hey, I was in the area and I thought I'd get some dialysis.
No, certainly not. In fact, people can be in kidney failure for a long time before they finally have to go on dialysis. They reach a point where their kidney failure is life-threatening and have to go on dialysis. Because our kidneys can function. I mean, we can still live and do and have no symptoms until our kidneys fall below, I think it's 15% function.
So what happens if you're like in the days before dialysis, or if you're in a place where dialysis isn't available and you have kidney failure? What happens?
A lot of people, while their kidneys have a little bit of umph left, they can be on diuretics. There are chemicals that stimulate the kidneys to excrete more water. They follow a heavily modified diet. But yeah, without dialysis, eventually it's going to be life-threatening and life-ending. You can't live without kidneys.
So basically, as I understand it, the toxins would build up in your system until eventually they kill you, right?
Correct, yeah. I don't know.
Because our body's all the time living and dying, being born and dying, all at a cellular level, right?
Correct.
And this involves taking in nutrients, and then that process produces waste products, as I understand it. And those are toxic to us.
And the main ones are the end products of protein metabolism. The nitrogen byproducts build up in our bodies.
So this is probably why I've heard a lot from people, especially bodybuilders, who are just taking in a lot more protein than they should. Just chicken, beef, fish, all day long, every day, and not much else.
Yeah.
And they often have kidney problems, right? Or liver problems.
They do. That's a little bit different mechanism, though. Protein is a very large molecule, and if there's so much in the blood, eventually the kidneys it'll fire a response in the kidneys that it needs to be flushed out through the kidneys in urine, and the large molecules will actually cause damage to the kidney tissue in that process.
Okay.
I think that's how it was explained to me. But a lot of the old westerns, cowboys, according to the legends at least, lots of cowboys died of heart attacks. They probably actually died of cardiac problems related to kidney failure from a very high protein diet.
Okay. So this is starting to like ring bells in my head as far as what we can do to have a good kidney health diet. But before I get into that, as I understand it, there's a couple of different types of dialysis, and I would like to know from you, because like I understand that like some people can do it at home maybe.
Yeah.
So could you explain like the actual treatment and how that works?
There's two main treatments. Only one really option that even approaches being called a cure. The two kinds of kidney replacement therapy are peritoneal dialysis and hemodialysis. Now, I deal with hemodialysis, but Mike mentioned people doing it at home, and most people who do dialysis at home, or say they do dialysis at home, are doing peritoneal dialysis. There's a tube that connected to their abdominal tissue that allows them to instill a specific solution into their abdomen, let it dwell, meaning they let it just hang around for a little couple hours or 3 hours, depending on their schedule, and then they drain it back out.
So this is basically absorbing the toxins and then eliminating them.
Correct.
Which is what the kidney's supposed to do.
Exactly. Using the peritoneal fluid, or peritoneal tissue rather, to do what the kidneys are supposed to do. And oftentimes they'll get more fluid out than they put in. That's oftentimes people who are not ready, either emotionally or their kidneys are still functioning somewhat. They'll do peritoneal dialysis first. And then as their disease process progresses, then they'll have to go to hemodialysis. And
Which sounds like it has something to do with the blood.
Yeah, that's blood dialysis. And that's, at least in the United States, usually done in a chronic dialysis clinic. They go in, they're almost always hospitalized at first, short of breath, confused. That's the fluid and the toxins building up in their body. And then a kidney doctor or a nephrologist, hopefully that they've known already, and isn't maybe anticipating this, but not always, will say, yeah, it's time to start dialysis because that's the only thing that's going to keep you alive now.
So, and your clinic treats both acute and chronic patients, right?
Correct. I'm on the acutes team, so I'm centered at the hospital. So I treat people at the very beginning of that stage who are, so to speak, first-timers on dialysis, and people who are going to the clinic on a regular basis who are hospitalized for other things.
And this also takes about 3 hours?
Between 3 and 4 hours, yeah, every time. So they have treatment 3 times a week for usually between 3 and 4 hours.
And sometimes you actually get called in at night, right? If
That's
somebody's
right.
in the hospital and they immediately need dialysis.
It's not uncommon for someone who's overdosed on a drug, or sometimes young people, sometimes old people, again, who are sick for other reasons. They have an acute infection that is making their organ systems start to shut down, and their kidneys are one of the most sensitive. The kidneys are self-protective of once the blood pressure gets low enough, the kidneys start a response to try to preserve themselves, but they're almost always one of the first organ systems to fail.
So low blood pressure is a symptom?
Low blood pressure is a cause.
A cause, okay.
Yeah. Just like the brain and heart and all the other organs, the kidneys require an incredible amount of blood circulating through them constantly
Right.
to stay healthy and to stay functional. And once a person's blood pressure, usually because of sepsis, some kind of acute infection, once it drops below a certain point and stays there for hours on end, the kidneys won't perfuse, meaning the kidneys won't get blood flow. And they'll start to, and again, if it happens in the heart, it's called a heart attack.
I remember, because I've been listening to some of my old episodes, as I often do, and I remember talking, and I've been having kind of a debate in my head about muscle mass, because my cardiologist is very anti-muscle mass in terms of just bodybuilding and things like that.
Sure.
Because he's just concerned about the heart.
Yeah.
The more you have, the more weight you had, the harder your heart has to work, right?
Yeah.
But I also have been, and this was a YouTube video, but it was a doctor saying that it's very difficult to get diabetes if you have a lot of muscle mass.
Correct.
So it sounds like indirectly that bodybuilding can actually help prevent kidney disease.
Indirectly, yeah. I would say it has to do more with lifestyle, though. People cannot build body mass or muscle mass without living a certain lifestyle. Usually.
It's a chain of events.
It is, very much so.
So, there may be people listening who have children or just want to be concerned about their own health or have loved ones that they're taking care of. So, what are some ways in terms of things we can do, diet, exercise, medicine, that we can do to have healthy kidneys and not get dialysis?
Oh, again, I'm just going to take it a step backward. To prevent kidney failure, prevent diabetes. So, which is prevent carbs, or not prevent carbs, limit carbs, especially carbs that come from soda, straight sugar, and exercise moderately.
Spikes in blood sugar.
Yeah, spikes. It's, well, yes and no. It's the spikes in blood sugar day after day after day after day.
Right.
So people who drink a Coke instead of breakfast.
So some of the diet recommendations I've mentioned in terms of things like beans, I think, coconut oil, maybe. Some of these things help regulate blood sugar.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that would be something. And also, I've talked a lot about the glycemic index. I know you are, like me, an oatmeal eater. And so I think some of these things, it makes sense that some of those type of things would help to prevent that diabetes and cardiovascular disease, and as a result, kidney disease.
Yeah. No, definitely it would.
Is there an age factor? Are you more likely, a lot of your patients over the age of 70, for example?
Oh, sure. And but it's not, kidney disease almost never happens in isolation.
Right.
Unless there's drug overdose or like hit in the back, physical trauma to the kidneys.
Ah, okay.
Injury to the kidneys almost never happens in isolation.
So don't get kidney punched. That's really bad for your kidneys.
If your kidneys are damaged,
yes.
Your heart's going to be damaged, your lungs are
Right?
going to be
Don't
damaged,
get stabbed in a sword fight, anything like that would be bad for your kidneys. That's good to know.
So the same
I'm going
thing.
to add boxing and fencing to my
don't do list.
to my list of healthy activities. Spectacular view. Yeah, it's very quiet up here. Nobody wants to be really loud because of I think, just reverence
Mm-hmm.
for the beauty of nature, God's creation.
And it's just a quiet group. I've been up here when it's snowed before.
Yeah. It's early. People are not maybe completely awake yet, I don't know.
Yeah,
Even after that vigorous walk up here.
I think you're right. Or they're quiet because of the walk. Long way down.
I don't think it was that of a long of a hike.
We're at tree height here.
A little bit.
Feel like a
Or
bird.
it was tough, like a little bit tough. I think it was all here, thinking that I would have to go for a long day.
Taking a
I
picture.
have never gone that far.
Well, one of y'all mind taking a picture of us?
No.
I appreciate it. We do this every year. We get a picture up here every year in this beautiful place.
Good. It is beautiful.
So
Mm-hmm.
thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's nice. I don't think we've ever been up here when there wasn't somebody that we used to take a picture.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Smile.
And it couldn't be a better day.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Or better weather.
Did you say you've never been up here when there's not, hasn't been someone up here?
Yeah.
About an hour and a half ago,
Yeah.
No one?
no one.
So how long you been up here?
I have some friends that are hiking up right now from the pavilion.
All right. So that would have been like 7:30.
Yeah, sunrise, I missed sunrise. It was at 7:11. I was trying to make it here for sunrise.
That would be a good idea
Yeah.
to be here for sunrise.
And I've been here where you have to walk around people. It's so
yeah,
crowded.
I have to, or it's been crazy. Have you hiked Whitaker's Point?
Mm-mm. Where's that?
It's actually one of the top 10 hikes in the United States, and it's
Oh.
here in Arkansas.
Oh.
It's, okay,
So-
so Lost Valley and Whitaker's Point would be great to do in one day. It's
Yeah.
really easy to get to. You can take I don't know what you drive, but you can take a car to both of them.
Yeah.
I'll
But
check that out.
Whitaker's Point
I haven't heard of those.
it's
Whitaker's
also called
Point.
Hawksbill Craig in Backpackers
Yep.
magazine.
Have you ever been to Mount Nebo?
I have.
Because there you can see sunrise on one end and sunset on the other
Sunset
end.
On the other. That was the last one we did.
Cool.
This one I've done several times, but
Great. Well, it's got some good information. What's your name?
My name is Alicia.
Alicia.
Yeah.
Michael, this is Robert.
Nice
Good to meet you.
Be sure to check out the video. Howdy. Of this episode on YouTube. runningfever.com/YouTube. Is there anything else you want to say about dialysis? I can't remember where we were.
I think we're still talking about diet-specific things to help prevent it, maybe? I mean, not exactly. Just the same diet things for all of your other organs.
Watch your cholesterol.
Watch your blood sugar. Watch your
Plenty
blood
of fiber.
Yeah.
Vegetables. Typical stuff.
Yep.
And exercise is always good for preventing heart disease.
Yeah. And good sleep.
Sleep is very important. I've been doing a little better with that. I think my average is right around 7 hours now. So, doing better. Got it up from 6 to 7.
Nice.
Yeah, this way's a lot steeper,
Yeah.
but that's what we want. Get a good workout here today, as well as being out in nature. Build the muscle mass we need to stay away from diabetes. And get our hearts working. You know, I was in the gym the other day and just lifting weights.
Yeah.
My heart rate got up to like 115
115?
and just stayed there. I think we go this way.
Yeah. That's not super high. But
Well-
you're definitely exercising.
So the cardiologist says, he looked at a chart, I guess, for my age
Yeah.
and said the target should be 116.
Oh, okay, well.
So it's not my max, but it's the target that I need to maintain for, he said 25 minutes. And I don't know, he probably wanted me to do it every day, but I'm not going to do that probably. Although I do work out every day. That thing with lifting weights was kind of different. It was weird. I don't usually get that heart rate up because after every set I'm resting for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
I mean, that would be awesome if weight training was like interval training.
If weight training, what now?
If weight training was like interval training,
What's interval training?
high intensity interval training is where you sprint for a period of time and then go back down to like a normal pace.
That's like what CrossFit and P90X are based on too.
It's supposed to be really good for burning fat and for your heart.
Yeah.
So,
And I guess I read something interesting. It's counterbalancing exercise with work habits. That it's counterproductive to exercise and then sit in one place for the next 8 hours.
well,
Maybe not counterproductive. It's not as helpful as it could be.
they say sitting is the new smoking. That's what.
Sitting what?
Sitting is the new smoking, although that was a slogan from a company that was trying to sell stand-up desks.
Nice. Which, I mean, at work, technically, I could have a stand-up desk, and I often move the computer so I can't stand.
I don't like standing up, and it's like that the nerve thing in my back.
Yeah.
It doesn't give me too much trouble now, but has in the past, happened when I was standing up, and especially stationary. So
And I guess for my work, I'd have to be in several places at once. So
I
sitting,
prefer walking around to standing, and so I walk a lot. But I know you walk a lot too. Probably,
Try to.
even though it's in the same room most of the time, right?
Yes.
I mean, I am technically too, but it's a big room, so.
Like walk in small circles. I should be back by noon, probably.
I don't think that'll be a problem, but I'm not terribly familiar. I should tell you, I'm just plain lost right now. So and it's a trail. I know it's a trail. There are people ahead of us. It's a cleared area with things on the trees, but no real signs that I can see so far. Although when we took that first one, it said Yellow Rock Trail. So
It did, but I think we've diverted.
we might have missed the turnoff to get back to the loop.
But like in Vermont, we would hike. One of the trails was the Power Line Trail, and it's just the utility line trail straight up the mountain, like literal with a laser straight up.
Was that on the grounds of the monastery?
It's on their property.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't quite speak of it as grounds because they have several hundred square miles, something like that. But it's brutal.
Yeah.
They hike with ski poles for balance. Because oftentimes you can just reach out and touch the trail. Standing straight up, it's so steep.
Wow. That must have kept you in good shape.
Yeah. Sometimes you almost, or all but, on your hands and knees
Oh man.
going uphill.
How often did you do that?
Once a week. Not that trail in particular. I only did that trail once. Fortunately, after I'd been there a little while, or I wouldn't have made it. I think we walked or hiked 12 miles on my very first hike. And I didn't know if I was going to make it back.
Yeah.
The group left me.
Oh, wow. They left you?
I was so slow on the way back, and we were on the road. They said, don't turn off the road and you'll get back to the monastery eventually. They had to get back for evening prayer. I made it back in time, but I literally just walked in and then walked into the church. Didn't go back to my cell or anything. So a lot of them had showers and changed clothes, and I just walked in my hiking boots. Because you don't, as a Carthusian, you don't change the prayer schedule. When it's time to pray, you better be in the church.
They can't just have it out on the trail somewhere?
Nope. Well, their books are huge. Their books are like coffee table size display books. So that
It's a different rite? Is it a different rite or?
they have their own rite.
Okay.
It's the Carthusian rite. But their books are back before prescription eyeglasses and electric lighting were common.
Uh-huh.
So the text is huge.
Oh, okay.
Like the text, some of the letters are probably 1.5 inches tall.
We're moving fast. Got to keep my eye on the ground, and we're on a very rocky part of the trail. On our way back, and I don't really know where we are. Hopefully Robert has some idea.
We're following a group,
Yeah?
probably back to the visitor center.
Well, if we're all lost, then we're lost together then.
Right.
We're not the only ones. But we are on a trail and we're going downhill, so I assume that's kind of the right direction. Howdy.
Lulu. Excuse us.
How y'all doing? I have definitely never been this way,
No, I've been this way, but not today.
but I think those look new.
Yeah,
I think they've done a lot of work here recently, since last year anyway.
I think so.
Or last winter is probably when I was here last. here with Amy, I think was the last time.
Yeah.
And it was colder. Might have been November, December.
I think we're about to come back up to the road.
Sounds like it. Some kind of structure up here.
This is the overlook. We're here. We started here.
Oh my goodness. So we gotta go back exactly the same way we just came.
Not quite. We came up this way and went this way.
Yeah, but I mean, we still gotta go back down to here, wherever that is.
Correct.
Okay. Hopefully there'll be a little pointer there.
Yeah. And just keep right at all main breaks.
Would really help if they had just a little marker.
They did. There were 2 marks on the trees.
Well, yeah, they don't say anything. There's marks all over the trail. Could be something that blended in, you know. Wouldn't have to be
They're
too
small.
obnoxious.
Yeah.
Nice wooden sign. Same kind that we've seen at the beginning of the trailheads.
Right.
But it's an adventure.
Yeah.
That's what I call it. I want to do something new. It's an adventure. And much better than Weddington. I mean, there's no spider webs. There's no big 3-foot grass and stuff.
There are no butterflies though.
Well, yeah.
There were people to talk to on this one though.
Yeah. I guess it's easier. I'm guessing there's other parts of Weddington that I could go to that are more,
Hospitable.
yeah. Because I looked online, like I said, and people had warned about the dam area. How it's not really cleared. Are we going the right way?
I'm going a different way too. You're headed back towards the way we came. So if you parked down at the end,
We're at the bottom of the hill, yeah.
Yeah, you're going right.
Okay.
You'll see the sign and turn right. You're good.
We didn't necessarily want to go to the overlook, but we did.
Yeah.
You
All
too.
right, you too. I guess we gotta go back this way, but just keep looking for a way down.
Not that way.
Nope. Good thing I'm wearing hiking boots.
Yeah.
All right. Finally. Back on the original trail.
Doing
Hey.
you? Got your bearings?
Yeah. Yeah, it feels a lot better now. Just fitness department. I didn't do my cardio, my racquetball yesterday. Normally I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday because I don't know, I guess I was off for long enough that I got back into the gym, and probably Thursday was leg day, and it was probably 3 or 4 weeks since I'd done those particular exercises, and I was so sore.
Yeah, bet.
But doing stuff like this really helps work out that soreness. But I don't know that racquetball might have done that for me. I probably should have gone, but
You go with a group? Or you just play with whoever's there?
There are usually the same 4 of us that show up there.
As a plan? Or you just happen
Yeah.
to have similar schedules?
Well, I mean, we plan to. We were there every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So hey, how you doing?
No.
But we all go at 5 a.m. There have been maybe a couple times when somebody else has been there. But Usually it's just us. We have both courts.
I didn't catch that last part.
It says usually us. We have both courts.
Ah.
But taking a long walk or a hike is always an easier way to work out that soreness.
Yeah.
But I really felt it at work on Friday, or on Thursday, and even more so on Friday.
So I'm gonna feel it.
And I wasn't moving around very well because of my toe issue,
Right.
which is much better today. Because I mean, I really feel it when I've got the boots on, but it's much better today. Got a couple Band-Aids on it, and I trimmed the nail today, so that's good too.
As if I wasn't really thinking about it. I don't know where the boots I usually hike in are, so I just wore these worn up or worn down tennis shoes.
Yeah.
My feet are gonna tell me, and ankles are gonna tell me about it later.
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't get these till a few months ago, but they're not just for show. They're really good hiking boots.
Yeah. What brand are they?
It's called Tom's.
Okay.
I've never heard of them before. I got them through Stitch Fix. I told them I hiked, and they sent me some stuff that's appropriate for hiking.
Yeah. Based on your height?
Hiking.
Hiking. Okay.
Yeah. So this is very good. I'm glad we got to do this.
Me too. So, I don't know if it's still on the air or not. It was a survival show. One of the main survivalists always goes barefoot, even in the snow. It's
Well,
kind of intense.
I suppose there's something to be said for that. I mean,
He took
maybe
it more.
get a better feel, better balance, maybe.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. And he part of it was like risk management behavior. The way he looked at it, you were less likely to do something stupid if your feet were telling you it's not a good idea.
Yeah. Howdy.
So, whether that was just, this isn't good footing, to I really need to take a break.
Yeah. So anyway, before we run out of space or battery, thanks for coming along on this journey. And if you got the fever, keep it. If you don't, catch it. And we'll talk to you next time on Running a Fever.